What if the problems that you're having with your health, the things that show up in your body, are a direct correlation to your spirituality, to how your soul is handling your environment, your emotions, your identity? What if everything was connected? Um, I really did not want to share this, but I just felt like this is what I should share. Like my intuition is just telling me, just talk about it, just talk about it. I'm like, So basically, let me tell y'all, I was struggling with constipation. Again, TMI, I don't know, but like just in case anyone else is struggling with the same thing. I was struggling with constipation and I didn't know why. I eat a lot of fiber, I drink a lot of water. I'm have a very healthy diet. So I'm just like, why is it that I'm not going? So I was doing everything. I was doing the massages on my abdomen. I was doing yoga. I was doing everything and nothing was working. So I was just like, okay, let me look up the spiritual reason behind this constipation. That's my go to now. I'm always looking up the spiritual reason behind everything because the spiritual is the cause for anything physical. Before it can exist physically, it exists spiritually. So whenever I came to the answer, it just made so much sense. Whenever we are subconsciously holding on to the past, holding on to old identities or who we used to be or old ways of being, just things that are comfortable and familiar, our body reacts by literally holding on to waste. When you don't want to release control, when you don't want to step into the unknown and move forward, your body is going to reflect that. And I had to sit with myself. I was like, dang, like I am resisting change. I am holding on to fear. I am keeping myself from moving into this new state of being, this new identity, this new life. I thought I was ready, but subconsciously the fear was still there, the worry was still there, the panic was still there. So I really had to sit with myself. I did a few meditations on just surrendering, surrender to the unknown, surrender to what does not feel familiar, trust that you will be taken care of, trust that you will be held, because if you don't, then your body just stays in survival. It just stays in that clenched mode where it's holding on to whatever is familiar. And even if what's familiar is the waste that is trying to leave your body, that was so, I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I had to, like, it was like an epiphany for me. I'm like, dang, I should really learn to let go. And I thought that, I had made so much progress with letting go. I thought that, I learned how to surrender because I used to be a really big control freak. But it's a process, it doesn't just take one and done. You have to continuously surrender, 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 let go, let go, let go, trust, 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 have faith. Have faith in the unknown, have faith in the path forward, even if it looks unfamiliar to you. Because what lies in the unknown can be even more beautiful than anything you've ever known, but you wouldn't know if you don't trust, if you don't take that leap, if you don't take that step. So I'm making this for whoever else is feeling as if they're out of control, as if they have to grip to the things that they are familiar with, they have to grip to the familiar. Let it go, babe. Let it go. And it might be physically like you gotta poop. Like, let it go so you can poop, so you can move forward. Because it's not beneficial, it's not sustainable for you, your body, your future. It's not. Holding on to what's familiar, to what's old, can only harm you. We think that if we hold on to what we know, it's like, okay, we're safe. But that's not true. That does not equate safety. We think it equates safety because our brain, our primal brain, equates what's familiar with, okay, I know what's here so I can navigate this terrain. We don't have to live in survival anymore. We're way past that evolutionary phase of living in survival. But, our brains, our minds are still, trapped there. It's a matter of bringing consciousness to the primal mind and understanding when it is that you're acting out of fear, when it is you're acting out of survival. So I did my mental work, I did my surrendering, I did my meditations, and just really I tapped into my sacral, specifically my womb, and I just felt so much contraction there because I was so scared, like, and I still am. I'm still scared. It's not like the fear just automatically dissipates. No. It's just I brought awareness to it and I've allowed it to, release a little bit, and I'm moving in face of the fear. It's like I'm moving despite the fear. I'm continuing to move in the direction that I know I'm supposed to be moving in, despite what doubts, what fears, what limitations come up, because I can't allow this to stop me. You can't allow it to stop you, because what you're moving towards is so much bigger and better and more lovelier and more juicy and more sexy than you've ever experienced. Who you're becoming, even though she's unfamiliar, this is the best version of you yet. So allow yourself to surrender, allow yourself to let go of the comfort of what's familiar, of all you've ever known, and step into the unknown. Step into the void, because while the void may be scary and empty, it's also limitless. It's full of possibilities. You can create yourself again and again and again. You can be anyone you desire to be. There's no limit. I feel like we get so comfortable with our past versions. It's like, oh, but I used to be this person, I used to be that person. But it's like when you're in the void, you can be anyone. You can be anyone. You don't have to stick to a certain script. We may be grieving these past versions of ourselves, but get excited for who it is you're becoming, even though you may not be that familiar with them right now. They're a version of you that has never existed in this timeline before, and you're bringing that here. You're bringing that expansion, you're bringing that love, you're bringing that star power, So trust in the unknown, trust in the path less taken, because although it's scary, you don't know what comes next. It can also be one of the most beautiful experiences, one of the most expansive experiences that you will ever have in this life. So this was a video about me finally being able to poop. Yes. But know that this can be applied to anything. Where are you holding tension in your body? Where are you clenched and holding on to who you used to be? Bring awareness to that part of your body and teach yourself to surrender. Allow yourself to surrender. Let go and trust that you are held, and trust that you are taken care of by a force way bigger than you. Have that faith in the universe, in God, in source, whatever, and trust that you are held and you are guided as we are moving into this new space, into this new era. So that's all I have to say. If you would like to do this work deeper, the shadow work, going back to your childhood, reparenting your inner child so that you can let go of these patterns and habits that keep you perpetuating ideas of lack, of unworthiness, of not being enough, then you can find the link to work with me one-on-one in the description. And if you would like to go even deeper to the depths of your soul, if you're someone who is a people pleaser, who is an overgiver, who puts the needs of others before your own, who cannot say no to people, like I used to be, I'm hosting a plant medicine ceremony this summer. We're going to face the parts of ourselves that were programmed into thinking we weren't enough, that we had to perform in order to receive love, that we had to be someone that we're not in order to be accepted by others. We're going to face those programs and we're going to rewrite them with love, with authenticity, with worthiness, because you are enough as you are. You were enough the day you were born. The day you were born, you were everything, and you still are. Lies that people told you about you having to be someone else or do something else or perform or be this or be that in order to be worthy of receiving love, they're exactly that. They're lies. You were enough the day you were born, and you didn't have to do anything more than exist to be worthy of receiving love. So we are reminding ourselves of that. We are tapping back into that childlike joy, that whimsy, that enthusiasm for life, and to just be authentically ourselves, because we know that is enough. If you are interested in going deeper, the information for that is in the description box. And I love you all so much. If you were constipated, I hope this video helps you poop. And until I see you all again, peace and love to you all. Bye.